This week on Corker Adventures, we run out of fuel exploring Lake Moduran, we go batty in Boolboonda tunnel, and we find places to cool off inland from Lake Moduran. Enjoy our episode and remember to like, subscribe and share.
Wow.
Our first port of call was Lake Moduran Holiday Park, a great place to stay for exploring the lake and fishing. Our first time getting the porter boat into waters in Queensland. We're just unstacking her. We're going to have a bit of a troll around Monduran Dam. For those who haven't seen our porter boat, here's some footage of how it quickly goes together. It takes us about 10 to 15 minutes at the most. Caught a fish, look!
What's that one?
It's his lure.
Yeah, I lost it. Had to go and retrieve it. Little barra.
It's supposed to be a barra catcher, but hey.
Yeah. Jeez, it's I don't know what happened there. Must have got caught somewhere and flipped right off the braid, so I had to retrieve it. Oh,
Gotta love it when you're right in the middle of the lake. That's where we're going to, right down the end there, where the concrete wall is. And the boat stops. It does have a tiny little fuel tank on it, but we bought extra fuel with us, so we haven't run it out of fuel before. It's only got a 2.7 litre fuel tank.
Yeah, got 5 litres. We bought 5 litres of fuel.
But it didn't give us any warning. It didn't go cough, cough, splutter. It just went, nah! I'm not running anymore.
Alright, that's it. We got it.
Peter turned around and looked at me because I was driving.
I thought you'd
He goes, what'd you do? Let's see if she starts first pull again. Might need a bit of choke because she ran out. Yeah, it was just fuel.
she didn't make it in.
Uh-oh. Going to be a long putter across the lake. And we're moving again. Go straight to the car. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. We do have oars, but it would have been a very long row back. Blacksman's Gap can be found along a road that is part gravel and part bitumen, but the last section's quite narrow and winding. I would suggest not taking a trailer or a caravan down there. Plus there's actually no parking space available for any trailers, only four-wheel drive or cars. Exploring, and we've come to Boolboonda Tunnel. We're ready to go through the tunnel.
I think you might need your headlights, honey.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel, is there? Oh, lots of bats. Yeah, I'm shutting my window.
I can see butterflies.
I can see bats. They're only little bats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, put them back on. There we go. Can't see butterflies actually. Although that looks like bats down that end.
Yeah, there are bats down there. There's a turnaround place over there, bats on the turnaround. A little walk in the tunnel. See the sea. Okay.
It's a very impressive tunnel.
And Sharon in the tunnel with all the bats flying around her head. That's a lot.
I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the bloody bats. watering basin for Gladstone. This is a recreation area on it. They've got all these little huts, shade huts that you can actually use for the day. It's very cool. On our last night at Lake Moduran, we had an opportunity to test out how watertight the van was. We're happy to say it passed with flying colours, but the storms were quite fierce. Day we headed for Scarness Holiday Park at Hervey Bay. It's due for some extensive renovations, and in the meantime they're offering self-contained caravans and an opportunity to stay at a beachfront site for $25 a night. Still has an amenities block and a laundry, but it was a great park to stay at for a few days. I highly recommend it. Down the beach from the park and you'll find Enzo's. They do breakfast, lunches and dinners and have great foods and cocktails in the evening. With the location it can't be beat. We also went up to Torquay where we got fish and chips and fresh prawns from Madigan's. Absolutely delicious. No visit to Hervey Bay is complete without a visit to Urangan Pier. It's about 880 metres long now and opened in 1917. There are markets at the end of the pier twice a week. And the glory hole drain. Feeds under the road, down the creek on the other side. All of this was in flood just over a week ago. It's interesting to see a really old brick weir like this. Quite unusual. Down near the Mary River, which is the one that floods through here at Maryborough. I feel this probably was underwater not long ago because it's incredibly boggy underfoot. There's a lot of damage down near the railway. That's an 8-metre flood marker. This definitely would have been underwater. Trees laid over there from floods. Here's the river as she flows at the moment. I love the old history of these towns. All the old buildings. This would have been down near the waterfront. This is a concrete imprint of one of the pages of the newspaper back in the day. Amazing. That was an ad for a store. Travison's Road. On the left hand side. Amazing stuff that they sell. These days you just get one store for this, one store for that. And this guy's not everything. And the noise is from this fantastic waterfall. Very cool. Mind you, we don't need a waterfall today. We have a waterfall coming from the sky. So in the late 1880s, there were so many people seeking marriage licenses and whatnot that some enterprising gentleman came up with this machine where you'd stand here and each of you would wind your handle and it would give you an answer as to whether you should get married. So this is the very room where Helen was born, the author of Mary Poppins. It looks a bit different to this than it does now, but this was where she was born. I like this saying. For if you are honest, you have no idea where childhood ends and maturity begins. It's all one, endless and one. I can't type. There's a story going on.
Story going on. Oh yeah, that's the first mouse. We had a great time at Storybank. I highly recommend it for kids and kids at heart. It encourages you to look at the story of your life and how it interacts with the people around you. Peter just went to the loo and found this tree on the way in Maryborough. They're the flowers that have fallen onto the ground. Flower stems. It's called a sausage tree. I've got no idea why. Being facetious. So this statue tells us where the water's been up to. We've been up to about there. And normally Woolies over the road wouldn't flood apparently. And they're undergoing a massive clean out because of flooding. All this area here would have been underwater, and that park down there, which I reckon is a couple of metres down, would have been fully, like completely covered. You can see where the water level was on some of these trees, like that pine tree there. There, right, the water level was right about there. That's amazing.
next week's episode, we return to the Sunshine Coast to get the van's first service. We go to Yamundi Market, we go chasing waterfalls, and we also visit the Glasshouse Mountains. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that notifications button. See you next week.